I mean, to the extent that hallucinogen kind of chemicals are exerting their effects on brain physiology via interacting with receptors that are GPCRs, G protein coupled receptors, among which are serotonin receptors and trace amine receptors, and that the activation of these receptors can have profound effects on gene expression, then if such receptors are there on stem cells, then perhaps there can be some kind of impact on gene expression, which can dramatically affect the course of whatever is happening with the stem cell. But I don't have any other speculations on how. Of course, there could be ways that molecules like DMT are interacting with cells that we haven't discovered yet. The whole idea that this is all happening through trace amine receptors and GPCRs is simply a hypothesis. I mean, that's likely to be in part correct at this point. And there could be other mechanisms there, just like before GPCRs were discovered, people didn't have really any clue as to how these things were exerting their effects. So, in terms of how things like DMT or ayahuasca might actually have profound medicinal effects on body and brain physiology, I believe that this is happening. I believe that ayahuasca, there's reason to believe that a substance like ayahuasca and perhaps other ways of administering DMT can have profound medicinal effects, for example, in the treatment of things like depression. My guess would be, and others may have spoken to this, that if you could take ayahuasca and do a controlled clinical trial, pitting ayahuasca ritually used in a shamanic ceremony once or twice a month, perhaps, and you pitted that against a conventional antidepressant therapy, a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor kind of therapy, that the ayahuasca would do at least as well, and my guess would be better, but at least as well. Of course, and I believe this is a clinical trial that will likely be done in the next 2 years in South America, where ayahuasca is accepted culturally in a way that it isn't here, but it could even be done here in light of this recent Supreme Court decision.